Hey guys, welcome to the Max Invest YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be having a discussion around, is it Chainlink's time to finally start increasing again? It looks like Chainlink's had a very good week, and can this continue? Also, we're going to be discussing if Chainlink is reliant on Ethereum or if Ethereum is reliant on Chainlink. After that, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin's diminishing security budget and then some stuff to do with Ethereum. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. We just hit 700 subscribers and I am much appreciative, so thanks for that. Also remember, join the Discord channel and follow me on Twitter. Those links are in the description below. Also remember, nothing in this video is financial advice. So let's get into what's happened on the week for Chainlink. As we can see, Chainlink is up 35.53% on the week, which is some insane gains, and this is actually outperforming the majority of coins. Bitcoin is up about 15%, Ethereum is up about 15% as well, and then some of these other coins are just sitting flat on the week. So as we can see, Chainlink is beginning to outperform the rest of the market. Now, in my opinion, I did think that Chainlink was lagging behind a little bit. A lot of these other coins were already at their all-time highs, and we did speculate that Chainlink can actually catch up to these other coins, outperform Ethereum, outperform Bitcoin, outperform some of these other coins in the short term. I do believe this is happening, and I hope that we can see some new Chainlink all-time highs before the end of the year at least, but hopefully in the next couple of months, we'll see what happens. The next thing that I want to discuss with Chainlink is something that I saw on Twitter recently. Now, Finrect, who is a Link Marine, said Ethereum needs Chainlink more than Chainlink needs Ethereum, and he showed a picture of Sergey Nazarov strangling out Vitalik Buterin, which is obviously meant to be satire and a little bit funny. However, I did reply to this tweet, and if you don't follow me on Twitter, it would be a good time to do so, and I was essentially saying that I don't actually believe that Ethereum needs Chainlink more than Chainlink needs Ethereum. Now, the reason for this is because we need to look at what Chainlink's value proposition is. Chainlink's value proposition is that it is essentially a decentralized Oracle network. As a direct result, there's no single points of failure, and it brings data in a decentralized manner to the base layer, to the layer 1, which is Ethereum. Ethereum draws on the data that Chainlink has to actually operate. However, if Chainlink didn't have Ethereum, so let's say hypothetically Ethereum wasn't there, well then Chainlink would be working with other chains. These other chains would include things like Binance Smart Chain, Solana, and it would be giving them data. Now, if Chainlink was giving those chains data, in my personal opinion, this would take a lot of fundamental value away from Chainlink. And the reason for this is almost every other smart contract platform is centralized. If we look at Solana, it takes only 18 validators to corrupt the network, and most of these other chains are delegated proof of stake, which means stake is delegated in the chains, and it essentially centralizes them. So even if we're talking about a chain like Avalanche, that is actually centralized in a lot of ways. Now, decentralization is a scale and it is relatively decentralized. However, most of these other delegated proof of stake chains are centralized. What this means is that if all of these other chains are drawing on Chainlink's data, well, there still are centralized points of failure, and it almost negates the need for a decentralized Oracle. They may as well just use centralized data feeds as they are centralized chains. Whereas with Ethereum, it's completely decentralized, Chainlink is also completely decentralized, and when these two operate together, it creates the ultimate smart contract platform. I do believe that Chainlink working with all of these other chains isn't giving it anywhere near as much value as Ethereum gives Chainlink, and overall, I do believe that Chainlink and Ethereum need each other both equally. So that's my take on the matter. Now, if you agree or disagree with me, I'd be very interested to see, so write it down in the comments below and I will be sure to respond to it and engage in some discussion over there. Anyway, that's just my overall opinion on the matter. I do believe that to have a proper blockchain orientated future, we need both Chainlink and Ethereum. And in my opinion, both Chainlink and Ethereum have complete monopolies over the space and neither are replaceable. I don't believe Ethereum as a layer 1 is replaceable, and I don't believe Chainlink as a data oracle is replaceable. They're both decentralized and they're both the best at what they are doing right now, and I do believe they'll continue to do so. Now, the next thing that I do want to discuss is Bitcoin's diminishing security budget. Now, I'm sure a lot of you hold Bitcoin or do like Bitcoin, however, I don't hold Bitcoin, and this is for a couple of distinct reasons. One reason is because I do like blockchains with utility, and Bitcoin doesn't have that much utility compared to Ethereum and Chainlink. However, another reason is for this Bitcoin's diminishing security budget. Now, let's jump into what Bitcoin's security budget actually means. Essentially, what happens is Bitcoin's network needs to be secured over time. And how is Bitcoin's network secured? Well, it's secured by miners. There needs to be a group of miners all around the world securing Bitcoin's network. If these miners stop securing Bitcoin's network, well, then Bitcoin will not be a secure network and it will be hacked and exploited. So it is really reliant on these miners. Now, right now, these miners are rewarded for their services in Bitcoin. So every time a miner secures the network, they get paid back some Bitcoin, and this incentivizes them to continue to secure the network. Now, in order to pay the miners, Bitcoin continues to issue more and more Bitcoins. Right now, there are 18.7 million Bitcoins in supply. However, tomorrow this might be 18.71, the day later 18.72, and all of these new Bitcoins are paid to miners. However, we must remember Bitcoin has a hard cap of 21 million. This means there can never be any more than 21 million Bitcoins. As a direct result, these miners will eventually stop being paid in new Bitcoin issuance. What this means is that the miners will be less incentivized to secure the network. And then what these miners will be paid in will be fees generated on the Bitcoin network. So every time someone makes a Bitcoin transaction, sends Bitcoin, there's a fee generated, and this fee will be paid to the miner for securing the network. The main problem that I have with this is right now, in my opinion, Bitcoin's main value proposition is that it is digital gold. You buy Bitcoin and you hold Bitcoin. You don't spend your Bitcoin, you don't send your Bitcoin, you buy it and you hold it. Of course, buying and holding generates no network fees, and right now Bitcoin does not generate enough network fees to actually properly compensate the miners, so this could be a big problem going into the future. Also, a few people think that Bitcoin's going to end up being money in the future. However, I tend to disagree with this quite a lot. One of the first reasons is Bitcoin's deflationary and disinflationary. This essentially means that Bitcoin has a supply hard cap. It doesn't keep inflating over time. And what this means is individuals will believe, hey, my Bitcoin will be more valuable in 1 year than it is today, and they'll choose not to spend it. This doesn't really work like money works, and overall, I don't believe Bitcoin's going to end up being money, and as a direct result, there won't be too many fees paid to the Bitcoin network, and I think they'll have some huge security problems. However, these security problems are about 20 to 30 years down the road. They're definitely not going to start happening now. This is just a little bit of a bear case for Bitcoin for me. I do believe Bitcoin is still going to trend up over time. However, I just don't hold it for a couple of these distinct reasons. Now, the last thing that I briefly wanted to discuss in this video is some Ethereum news. Now, the first big bit of Ethereum news is that Ethereum had its first deflationary day. What this means is that more Ethereum was burnt than Ethereum that was issued. Now, as we know, with EIP 1559, the way that Ethereum gets burnt is every time someone makes a transaction on the Ethereum network, well, there's a transaction fee associated with that. Now, part of this transaction fee gets burned every single time, which means it's essentially taken out of existence. Now, this essentially means that more transactions were made and more fees were burnt than Ethereum that was issued on the network. Now, this makes me unbelievably bullish on Ethereum because what this means is it means heaps and heaps of people are using the Ethereum network. We don't have that problem like Bitcoin where Ethereum can't generate fee revenue. It's quite the contrary. There's so much to do on the Ethereum main chain. There's so many transactions to be made. There's so many fees to be generated, and this has even resulted in a deflationary day, which is very cool, and I was very excited to hear this piece of news. Now, the next cool thing that happened in the Ethereum ecosystem is there is now $1 billion locked in Ethereum Layer 2s. Now, Ethereum Layer 2s are essentially sequencing systems that are built on top of Ethereum, and what they do is they allow individuals to use the Ethereum network with lower gas fees. Now, Layer 2s are very new. The big Layer 2s only started coming out a month or so ago, and already we have $1 billion locked in it, and this makes me very optimistic for the future of Layer 2s. As we can see, Arbitrum has about $66 million locked in it in about, let's say, 7 days since it released, which is absolutely insane, and Arbitrum is doing very, very well right now, which is what I like to see. Overall, I do expect these Layer 2s to go from around $1 billion locked into them to over $10 billion locked into them by the end of this year, and hopefully that number's sitting around 100 to 200 billion locked into them by the end of 2022 and into 2023. However, we will just have to see what happens with these Layer 2s. Regardless, I'm very excited for the Ethereum Layer 2 future, and I do believe that we are going to have a multi-chain system in the future, and this multi-chain system is just all of these Layer 2s on top of Ethereum, and all of this value accrues down to the Ethereum base layer and the Ethereum Layer 1, which is going to be very, very good for our Ethereum investments. Anyway, this kind of brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Discord, and thanks for watching the video.